Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 226 of the Classic Leap Podcast. My name is Scott. I've got Dustin with me. What's going on, man?
You know what irritates me?
Uh-oh. No.
When video game characters, the model has like pouches or like a dagger on their model that isn't used or addressed.
Totally reasonable. So what's an example? I'm trying to think of a game where there is an item that's on their person that isn't somehow at least used.
In Dark Souls, there's an armor.
Okay.
And the armor has like this big dagger right here, and it looks awesome, but it's just window dressing.
Just a badge.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be rad. Because in Dark Souls, that would make sense, because there'd be a lot of animation and deliberateness and having to grab that off your... Like, you grab it and get a couple quick stabs and put it back. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. I thought you were going to bring up Flashback somehow. And I'm like, no, that's pretty minimalistic artwork. So, yeah, well, I'm hoping that's not too frustrating for you.
It just bugs me when I see it, and I'm like, why is that there? It's never used. Why did you bother?
You know, I had something that confused me today. And I wouldn't say it's necessarily why would you bother, but I am on a fairly busy road here in town, and there is a city truck, you know, like a local city repair the street kind of truck. They repair like our railroad tracks and potholes and stuff like that. And there's this bunch of asphalt in the back of this truck with an open bed and a fucking dead deer just chilling in it. Like, so what was this guy's agenda for the day? Did they give him like a shovel and like a doghound net or something? Like, and are we having that big of budget cuts here in town that we're sending the pothole guy out to like clean up roadkill that's alongside of the road?
Maybe that was like his service animal and it was just taking a nap.
And it drools blood.
Yeah.
I'll show you a picture. I couldn't believe it. I'll send it to you afterwards. It's like, actually, yeah, I'll try to stealthily text it later, but I was like, what kind of situation is, what a weird work day. And there's no tailgate up for it, right? So it's his thought process, well, the asphalt rubble will hold the carcass in the back of the truck. I don't need to lift the bed up. If I would have rear-ended the guy, I'd have a deer on my hood, but I didn't hit a deer. They're everywhere. There's a lot of them now, which is good for the hunters.
Yeah.
There's a lot for them to do here in Ohio. So, everybody, this is a video game podcast. We'll be talking about video game news and what we've been playing lately. We have a lot of news this week, but hopefully we'll be able to interject opinions and have it be entertaining in some capacity. Some of the stories are a little dry.
We're all right at doing that.
Yeah, that's true. Somehow a 90s movie will come up and save us.
Right, yes.
So we don't have any announcements this week other than make sure to follow us on social media stuff. And we'll give our streaming schedule staying the same, so we'll talk about that at the end of the show. So first thing with news, Dustin, this is pretty cool. There's a Mega Man cartoon coming to the Cartoon Network. I had no idea. Is this the first you've heard about this?
I think we talked about it like 2 years ago or something.
Okay. I know that we've made Captain N jokes about Mega Man's voice, but I don't know if it was because they announced a new game or whatnot. I thought it was cool to see this pop up. We got the article from Polygon, and it was very poignant because Zarek sent us a lot of convincing evidence on Twitter after last week's podcast that has made me cast my vote for Mega Man is Cyberpunk. Hopefully they don't come out with Cyberpunk Mega Man, because we'll get to that news in a little bit. Have you... I didn't even look at a trailer or anything, so I don't even know if there is one. How excited is Sully going to be when you get to show him Like, he's got Sonic, and now Mega Man, like, new Mega Man is going to be there for him.
He'll dig it. Because we watch the old Mega Man on YouTube all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't personally... his head is huge.
Yeah, it definitely is the Mega Man X style, and it's super anime-ed up.
It looks like Mega Man X's head on normal Mega Man's body.
Or it looks like a funny Photoshop where someone just enlarged the head by 25%. It's like a little too big. Yeah. But I guess he's going to be like a teenager. And I guess I'll give a quick run through because there's not much to it. Mega Man's return to TV will air exclusively on the Cartoon Network when it premieres stateside. DHX Media and Dentsu Entertainment, the companies producing the show, announced that they've partnered with the Cartoons Only channel to run the series. There's no air date yet, but so the story is the Blue Bomber is actually a preteen robot boy named Aki Light, fighting in the high-tech Silicon Valley. It's really strange that he's in Silicon Valley, I think. A la Superman or other superheroes. So, San Francisco is going to be Mega Man Smallville, I guess.
Preteen? So he hasn't hit robo-puberty? Like, what the hell does that mean?
I think preteen is just that, like, 10, 11, 12-year-old, right? Because it's just before a teenager. So you could have hit puberty, but just not able to see certain movies without parental guidance, I guess. I don't know. Well, I always think of preteen as kind of 14 and under, even though 13 or 14 are teens or whatever.
Yeah.
I just hope that it's entertaining. I would love for kids to fall in love with Mega Man.
Yeah.
And even if they're not the Mega Man games that we loved, Capcom to keep making the franchises that I personally like is, it's selfish, but I like the idea of a real revival of Mega Man. It might piss some fans off because if it does catch on with popularity, there'd be no reason for them to go and do anything else with the old games. As far as making Mega Man 11, they'll say, hey, we gave you Legacy Collection. It's only $15, so you're done. Legends 3 is never going to happen. We're going to start clean with this new Mega Man, and I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, same.
I like Mega Man. So, also, and we'll talk about it in a little bit. When I was watching your Flashback stream, when Sully had asked about Sonic Boom, did we talk much in depth about the Sonic Mania? I just thought that looked great. I don't think we've talked about it, though. But the new Sonic game that's coming out looks awesome. It looks like Generations.
Yeah.
That we liked a lot.
Well, like throwback 16-bit.
Well, no, a lot of what I saw was like the fast-paced, kind of behind-the-back style from like the newer portion of Generations. But there could be the 2D too.
That's Sonic Forces. That's a completely different game.
Oh yeah. Oh, you're right. Sonic Mania is the 2D.
Yeah.
Oh, there's some potentially neat Sonic stuff coming out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, cool. Mega Man coming to Cartoon Network. And then, Dustin, I'm very curious to get your thoughts on the next news article that we have.
Okay, so the guys who made Witcher, CD Projekt Red, they're making a game called Cyberpunk 2077 off of the old pen and paper RPG. And it's due out 2019, I think, 2018. But right now they are trying to trademark the word cyberpunk so that it cannot be used in other game names.
And I'm now inspired to learn a little Unity. And make a game called Cyberpunk Saturday. Have a Cyberpunk Saturdays app game. Yes. A match 3 of just dumb doodles that you and I do over the course of a week.
When you win, it's just a audio clip of me saying something stupid.
That would be fine. That could actually be pretty fun, putting a bunch of like CD Easter eggs in there.
Yeah.
You know, like all sorts of puns all over the place. I I understand where CD Projekt Red is coming from, like from protect their butt perspective. However, this is shitty all around,
Yeah.
and they didn't invent the word cyberpunk, so they shouldn't be able to take it as they're the only ones that can make a game with the name cyberpunk in it.
Yeah.
I don't know how else you can interpret that. They didn't make up they used a generic name. If you had a game called Toast, you couldn't just
Trademark Toast.
trademark Toast. I mean, in that instance, it's inspired by something that's already existed for a long time, and there's been a lot of other games that have made it. You've got a whole series because you have so many cyberpunk games that every weekend you can play games for the next 5 years and have something to play, and yet they can just come in all of a sudden and try to prevent brand confusion, which I understand, but at some point you have to look in the mirror and say, we shouldn't have named our game with a generic name.
Yeah. I mean, they were kind of screwed because you're right. Cyberpunk 2077 is a generic name. It's generic as hell. But at the same time, it's the name of the property that they're adapting into a video game, so they can't not do it. So they're just going to have to suck it up, really. That's what they should have done anyway.
I agree. And I don't blame them for trying. And as far as I can tell, Zarek made it sound on Twitter today that they were granted this trademark, but I couldn't verify that. Everything that I saw said that they have applied for the trademark in Europe and the United States. Okay. So, I don't know. And somehow, I guess we're just getting lucky. I just saw the backup Skype account log on. But, like, our windows didn't get all wonky. This sorcery that happens before my eyes, and I don't understand what's going on, but it just works. It's incredible. Like, had that not cut the stream off, or I don't know what happened there. But I guess, yeah, I don't know what else to say about it other than I get where they're coming from, but they're capitalizing on the name of the genre for a specific reason. You don't get to take that.
We should create a game called Horror.
Right.
Trademark.
Trademark Horror. This feels like the Fine Brothers thing where they tried to trademark React in terms of online videos.
Oh, yeah.
It feels a lot like that kind of, like, brash. Like, really? Okay. Good luck. I guess they were due for a screw-up because The Witcher has been a great series for them. Good Old Games, DRM free, has been a nice alternative to Steam. Good Old Games is also rolling out cloud saves.
Ooh,
which would have been amazing because I lost all my Witcher 3 progress. So now, if I would play other GOG games, then it would be there. And since CD Projekt Red owns Good Old Games, that's cool. I guess they were due for a boneheaded move. They painted themselves into a corner.
Yeah.
Like, it is a cool name. I totally understand why they picked it. Cyberpunk 2077 sounds like an awesome game. I'd like to play that. You tell me those guys made it, I'm even more interested. And then you're telling me that no other games could be called Cyberpunk something? If they could, I would even be willing to concede like Cyberpunk and a 4-digit year.
Yeah.
Only a 4-digit year. Because they can't have all of time, too. That's as ridiculous as getting Cyberpunk. So, I don't know. Yeah, Dustin, we're going to make a game and put that shit on the App Store if it goes through. Just to troll them. Get some publicity.
We can name it Cyberpunk, but spell it like PSY.
Okay.
BER. And then 2077, but like spell it out with words.
No, we'll do Cyberpunk with a 3 and be like, no, it's part of our branding and our name.
Yes.
What? You didn't... You don't have...
Yeah, it's Cyberpunk
Side
1337.
3R. Yeah. So, we'll see how that goes. We'll keep you updated. Another quick thing to note, Overcooked, which... Are you familiar with this game at all?
Mm-hmm.
It was quite popular on PlayStation 4. It's a co-op game where you have to make food.
Oh, okay, yeah. I remember the Giant Bomb guys talking about it.
Yeah, and it's a really cool game. It's kind of like Whack-A-Mole, but in a team capacity, and it's set in a cute, cartoony kitchen. But it's coming to the Switch as a special edition. There were a lot of people that considered it the best co-op game of last year. So I'm excited to see more co-op game things come to Switch. That's an ideal system for that kind of stuff. So keep an eye out for that. I'll be looking forward to it.
One person has to put ice cubes in a cup while the other one shakes it. Use the edge rumble to figure out how many.
You know, actually, if you had the salt and you could feel the... You know what I mean? That would be kind of cool. I had somebody asking about HD Rumble with my Master Blaster or Blaster Master stream. And I'm like, the Rumble's good, but I don't know how it would be high definition.
It feels just like I'm driving a car that jumps.
I will say, I do believe in HD Rumble, as silly as that is, because the Xbox One controller with Forza is awesome. You really feel, it feels really good. So, yeah, hopefully... Like, that's never an asset. Why would they spend so much of their press conference on a feature that's never used? In other news, Mad Catz, the peripheral maker, sometimes known for making good things, but mostly known for the second controller that you give your buddy. They are officially done. They're out of business. They filed bankruptcy. They've done this several times, I think, before, right?
Probably.
But this is the kind where it's done. They're liquidating assets. PricewaterhouseCoopers, the auditing firm, is helping with the liquidation of everything. And it looks like they fully never could recover from the whole rock band thing that they struggled with.
Oh, we should buy the name Mad Catz. You think it's going up for sale?
I bet, who is... Nordic THQ, they're going to sweep in and pick them up. And then after they do, they're going to fully warp into THQ again. With the cat paw logo. If we could get madcats.com, let's do it.
We got like, what, $50?
Yeah, I would be willing to dip into the fund for $50.
Yeah.
If we can, seriously, if we can get it for a reasonable price, we should totally get Mad Catz and redirect it to our site. That would be amazing. So, that sucks, though, for the people that worked at Mad Catz. I don't mean to make light of it. It's just a brand that was kind of picked on while it was open, so it was news to discuss. But that does suck to work for a company that closes down.
Where you get some of those new Super Mario World cat costumes that Nintendo had, it would just turn the podcast into Mad Catz.
Yes, and we cast in our furry outfits.
Yeah,
we would blow up. That would be great, at least for a week. At least we'd get on the front page of Reddit. I could guarantee that.
Yeah.
Tiny Podcast buys Mad Catz name. Dresses as Nintendo Cats. Relaunches brand. That would be great. And we should launch it next April 1st. Because even though we're serious about it, no one would believe it until we kind of keep going, and eventually people will be like, they got to be serious. This joke's been going on for 4 weeks now.
It's June. What the hell are they doing?
We tell people we're getting ready for Halloween. And next in news, Dustin, did you see any of this information regarding the Switch?
I saw a picture of a level sitting on top of a Switch and it not touching the entire thing.
Yeah. So apparently some Switches are bending. From the theory is it's overheating in the cradle and potentially causing the plastic to warp. Some people I've seen have claimed that maybe screen protectors are doing it because of the warmth. Maybe they are kind of pulling tension in when they cool down and retract.
Yeah.
I find that a little hard to believe. But maybe it's possible. It doesn't seem like every reported incident of this, though, has been from somebody that's been using a screen protector. So it was on Reddit. It kind of blew up. I don't know. I saw a lot of videos made about it on YouTube. I don't know if it's one of those things where it's a tiny, tiny, tiny fraction of these or if it's huge. Mine's not, but I just beat my first boss in Zelda, so I haven't played the Switch as much as a lot of people have.
Yeah. If I was a freelancer and I was trying to pitch this article to something, I would title it "From Cradle to the Grave."
That's really, really good.
How,
dude, see,
how Switches are dying.
Yeah, that's really good. From the cradle to the grave. Damn.
And that'd get DMX to narrate it.
I was a split second away from trying to DMX what impression, but I couldn't bring myself to do it. And so yeah, if you have a Switch, hopefully yours isn't bending. That sucks. Blizzard won a lawsuit, Dustin. They won an $8 million lawsuit against a cheat maker for the game Overwatch. And this is different than when Gloob won the lawsuit when Nintendo sued them over the Game Genie.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is actually fundamentally changing the entire purpose of the game. And it is ruining... It's a multiplayer game only. If you cheat and get infinite lives in Super Mario, it's a little different than ruining other people's ability to play the game.
It should also be ruining your enjoyment of the game.
You know, I had that discussion with a friend. I went out for taco night on Monday with my buddy, and he told me that he used a cheat engine in Hearthstone. And I was like, why? And then he also mentioned something about Outlook, and I'm like, why would you use it? And he's like, because you can see everybody. And I'm like, but they can't see you. And he's like, that's the point. And I'm like, we're having a major disconnect there. What's fun about not being good, but pretending you're good?
Yeah.
It's a video game. Like, we're not making money off of this. This is to kill time. Do you just like to troll? Like, I didn't understand the thought process behind that.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Like, in basketball, it's not fun to walk around with the basketball. It's fun to dribble it, you know? Like, because it's hard, and then you get good at it.
Oh, hey, by the way, North Carolina, national champions.
That was...
Gonzaga.
Hey, I was rooting for him. I didn't watch the game. I watched a little bit of the first half. And then the Greatest Baking British Show or whatever on Netflix got my attention.
Oh, like you do, yeah.
It happens. I've heard that show hyped. I liked it. I mean, you have to like reality shows, right? You have to have gotten into a competitive reality show, but no one was assholes. It was really nice.
Oh, I bet that's awesome then.
Like, the contestants were really nice to each other, and they all just took personal pride, and like no one felt... It was a good show. I see why people like it so much. Yeah, if you're into like Survivor and stuff, but you have no assholes, and it's just competition for the sake of the competition, and it's all British people, it's kind of fun to watch.
That's exactly how I imagine Survivor. Anyway,
What, them baking but just being assholes?
yeah, so they're on an island. They're baking. They're all British.
Oh God, your pun game is way above my level right now. That's really good. So I'm glad Blizzard won this. I don't think people should make money off of ruining multiplayer games.
Yeah,
I'd be bummed if someone could change the hitboxes on Rocket League.
yeah.
So
Also, I'm sure this like super violated the terms of service and all that. So
oh, it did. Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, so I'm sure they had all kinds of legal ground to whoop ass in the
Yeah,
litigation.
they won. I believe I'll have to go back. I'll have the PC Gamer article linked. I think they won in Germany, where the guy that made the cheat engines from. That's really damning. And then also in England, and I think a suit in the U.S. Something like that. So, countries have different copyright stuff or different laws for that, and they still won kind of across the board. So,
Sweet.
I say good for them for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Destiny 2 is confirmed to be coming to the PC. That's cool, I guess. The interesting thing I saw was there's a collector's edition coming for $250.
That's going to be one badass cloth map.
Yes, it will. Drew Scanlon will cover it.
Right.
Part of me, it's fun to kind of laugh at the thought of a $250 collector's edition. But at the same time, if you're diehard, wouldn't you want to not get some bullshit plastic thing that's $20 over retail? Wouldn't you want to get like something like a statue that's been cast instead of just like molded plastic? Or like,
Yeah.
I kind of like the insane collector's edition idea.
Like if they made a $300 Castlevania game and it came with like a whip, like a replica whip,
See,
I would buy at least 5 of them.
sorry, Kim, we're gonna have to lie to the bank the next couple of months. Yeah, I know when I'm really passionate about something, I'm willing to spend more than I think the average person, and that feels like really good fan service. I think that the initial pushback that I saw was people being like, "Oh, you're just taking advantage of your fans, or you're overcharging." I don't know. Part of me thinks that this is an all-in, and they'll let people bitch, but the true fans, I think, will feel like they got their money's worth most likely.
Yeah, and it's not just the collector's edition. You don't have to buy the crazy collector's edition if you don't want.
Exactly. It's not $250 to play the game.
No.
It's $250 if you're an intense fan.
And if you watch Slick Deals enough, you see those collector's editions hit like $40 eventually. So
Yes. So, keep an eye for that. I don't know. I don't think Destiny came to PC, the first one. I don't remember if it did.
I don't think it did.
I know it mostly as PS4, but I think it was also on Xbox, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, that's interesting. Real quick, this sucks. Poor guy bought a Switch off Amazon warehouse deals for $269, which the Switch retails for $299. So, an Amazon deal that seems to make sense. Unfortunately, though, the person that bought this received a Wii, not a Wii U, a Wii in a Switch box that was barely packaged.
I want to know where you got that Switch box. Those things are hard to come by.
Right? Craigslist.
You probably
eBay.
You probably could have eBayed that for like $269.
I'm gonna eBay my box when we're done. I got all these stupid PC. I have all these like component parts, like mother card boxes and like network card stuff, because I tell myself I'm gonna sell this on eBay. No, I'm not. I really need to just take care of this whole issue on my left, because I'd like to get my retro games out here.
Yeah.
The reason is because I'm getting that scaler soon.
Mm-hmm.
A package showed up from the United Kingdom today. I'm like, oh yeah, it's here. I open it up. It was those little planes we bought on Amazon a couple weeks ago.
I got mine today.
I had no idea they were shipping from the UK.
Either.
So they're these little like foam kind of balsa wood little airplane gliders that are like 4 pieces. You assemble them together and they're for little kids to throw around.
Yeah.
As soon as I open the package and there's like marketing on it that's like collect all the planes, I'm like, this came from England. The website's like .co.uk. I don't want to give these to my godson to throw around on his birthday anymore. I want to keep them. I want to keep buying them until I get the full collection. I'm going to give them to the kids and whatnot. But I thought it was hilarious that those were from the United... How'd they get listed in the U.S.
I don't know.
store?
I got that package and I was like, what the hell did I buy? I don't remember buying anything from the UK. Did I back a Kickstarter in the UK? What the hell happened?
Yeah, right. So, buy little gliders from the UK. But
The UK Gliders, my favorite soccer team.
That would be a really good soccer team.
Yeah.
Next up, this is really good news. Valve has been talking to YouTubers, but most notably Jim Sterling and TotalBiscuit, about how to handle the curation of Steam games. And I'm going to have them linked in the article or in our description. There's a lot to go over. TotalBiscuit talks about the experience for an hour. I think Jim Sterling has a 30 or 40 minute video on it, so there's a lot of information to take in. But just to kind of give you an idea of what I gathered from it, is they knew Steam Greenlight was not going to work, but didn't realize it was going to have a lot of the issues that they did with people making bogus games and taking advantage of the system to get bogus games onto the store that people would then buy so they could do the trading card thing. I don't know. It turned into a mess, and they didn't really expect that. So one thing I caught from TotalBiscuit, and let me see what you think about this. They're going to have, I think it's called the Valve Explorers program or something like that.
Okay.
And this will allow people to participate in the curation of recommended content. And you have to buy the game even if you're participating in this. However, if you are a participant, no questions asked, you get a refund if you ask for it.
Okay.
They're also going to give you a lot of information. If a game is recommended to you, you can see why. They will give you a lot of... They won't give you the sales figures or anything like that, but they will let you... My understanding is they'll give you a lot of information if you want to dig. Maybe they'll say, oh, because you played Borderlands for 40 hours, we think you might like this game. Or you have played games that are tagged this way, so you may like this game. And the way that it is now is it's just kind of based on tags. And that's a really easy system to manipulate. Mm-hmm. Like, they can throw any 2D platformer at me, and I probably won't be interested, but based on tags alone, I will get that. Or if they look at, maybe they'll think I'm a really competitive gamer because I play a lot of Rocket League. But it's only really Rocket League that I play against people in that ecosystem. But I like the idea of being able to see, why they recommend this to me. And having a lot of information as to why. But what are your thoughts on that kind of a method towards curation? Instead of like maybe hiring people? I'm not sure what I think about it, honestly.
I don't know. It sounds like it could go over well, but at the same time, people can be dumb and hate on things for reasons that it could be like the YouTube dislike button.
Yeah.
Right? If they don't want it, they give it a thumbs down. How elaborate are the why didn't you like this? Why shouldn't this be on the store kind of thing?
And I believe that Valve, the impression I got is Valve is betting that those people will be vested enough in the idea of this kind of thing that won't necessarily be an issue, and they'll always reserve the right to pull someone's ability to be eligible for that program.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll be very forum based, and I guess I'm struggling with the idea of a person paying for a game and then by participating in this get out of jail free card or get their too many game refunds or whatnot. I don't want a situation where this curation is making developers lose money, not because their game sucks, but because a system is in place that allows these chargebacks.
Yeah.
But they seem to be confident that won't be the case. And again, if somebody is doing that a bunch, they'll probably have their behind-the-scenes criteria. Overall, though, I am very excited that they're talking to very vocal people that know this stuff really well, that they're doing it in a public way. And TotalBiscuit said that there was no NDA signed at all, and they met for 6 hours. Wow. So they could talk about anything they wanted, anything they saw, any ideas that they gave, any information that they received from Valve. So, good on Valve for trying to be transparent. I like them reaching out to very public people about this, and people that are close to it. Both of these two are really, really good at going through Steam and calling bullshit or highlighting stuff that they like. So, and then Dustin, this is pretty cool, and it made me wonder what you think of this. My friend has a huge PS2 collection. His PS2 doesn't work, and the load times are terrible, especially running from like an SSD computer and all that stuff. Well, he found an article from PC World from 2011, and there's an emulator that allows you to put an original PlayStation disc into your DVD drive and run PS2 games on your PC. You don't like this idea?
I don't like emulation.
But it's so convenient. You can stream. What if your PS2 busts and you have this whole giant collection?
Well, I mean, I don't have a PS2 now, but I can just go buy one. They're not that expensive.
That's true. That's not always going to be the case.
We better get one now.
That's also true. I should know better, right? I like the idea of the fact that Sony isn't making PS2s anymore. And there's an enormous catalog out there, and a lot of people have PCs that could handle this emulator. I like the idea of resurrecting the ability to play these older games without having to deal with the finickiness of consoles that are... I mean, how old is that now? 15 years? Is it? No. PS2?
Probably, yeah. 2002.
Damn.
15, 16 years.
I don't view it as hurting Sony in any way, unless they re-release it, I guess. But even then, that'll probably be emulated. Hey, what's up? I think that's Tecmo Balls. What's up? I think. Not 100% sure. If not, what's up, Brad? Bradley? All right. Well, Dustin, I thought you'd be all excited, and you're too hardcore.
I don't like emulators.
This is where you need your little nerdy black rim glasses that I asked you to wear as a prop.
Oh.
You can throw them on and be like, well, actually, it is Tecmo Balls. What's up, man? Can see you, dude. Anyways, if you're interested in emulating the PS2 on your PC, I will link that in the description as well. So, Dustin, let's get to... Oh, and by the way, 0 dropped frames.
All right.
I have it dialed in until there's updates next week. But, Dustin, we have a YouTube channel of the week to feature.
Yes, YouTube channel of the week.
Week.
The Retromancers. They commented on your Super C video,
Mm-hmm.
and they were like, "Yo, check out our channel." So we did, and they're pretty good.
Yeah. You watched a different stream than I did.
Hmm.
I watched their Guardian Legend stream,
Oh yeah,
which I love the production value of how they did that. They're
yeah.
like sitting in a room together, but they have it structured like you and I on this.
Hmm.
But that's a cool game. It's kind of like an RPG with life force in it. But Shadowrun, I'm not too familiar with. I did see. I think it's Keith that's playing
I think so.
Shadowrun.
Yeah,
So I guess what did you see from that Shadowrun? Because that's the stream that you're recommending.
yeah. It's the Shadowrun on SNES, and he was playing through it, and I told him about when I ran into. You have this. You're talking to this dog, and dog comes up in the conversation, and that's how you progress through the game. Is you talk to people and you bring up different topics.
Okay.
And I backed out of the conversation before I heard that, and I never had that. So I got to that part in the game later, and I couldn't progress.
Damn. So you
Yeah.
like accidentally bricked your game?
I did. I had to start all the way over.
That sucks.
He was like, "Oh, dude, bummer." I was like, "Yeah."
But I like what I watch of Retromancers. Keith particularly knows. Keith and Mike are their names, and he knows a lot about the games he's talking about. Little nuances, graphs, all that kind of stuff, or differences. So yeah. This is awesome. So in chat right now, we've got Kevin, former co-host of the Para Nerds, and Tecmo Balls chatting together. Tecmo Balls is an old Para Nerds listener, and that show's been defunct for a couple years now. So Kevin's like, "Oh, I remember you." And he's like, "I remember that name." That's awesome. Remember to join us in chat. We record Wednesdays on YouTube at 8 p.m. Eastern. This
Where all
is
the cool kids are.
It is. It absolutely is. This is Tecmo Ball's first time watching us live, which is cool. Because he's, at least last time he told us, which is within the last year, I think, he's listened to every episode of our show.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, unbelievable. So, special part, or place in my heart for that guy. Listening to us for the last 7 years. That's insane. 7 years coming up next month.
The Big Seven.
Big 7. We can start losing teeth. Is that when that happens? First, second grade? That's 7?
Yeah, roundabout. I think so.
So, he confirms. He says, hell yeah, or shit yeah. So, cool. Well, check out Retromancers on YouTube. They have really good retro videos. And their pixel art is awesome for their channel.
Mm-hmm.
It's Contra.
Yeah.
But it's them. It's really, really cool. And if you like good production value and information about retro games that are being played, definitely check out Retromancers. Appreciate them commenting on our video. That was cool. Love meeting people on YouTube. The gaming people are really nice on YouTube. It's awesome. We're lucky.
Yeah.
So, Dustin, you and your prima donna co-host finished Flashback.
Yeah, we did. So I woke up super early Sunday morning to fit in some Cyberpunk Saturdays because I don't know, something happened Saturday. Last weekend was dumb. So I was playing that, and luckily it was a game that is pretty tame because Solly woke up and just walked in, and I was like, "What's up? Hey man, how you doing?" So he had his internet debut, and we almost finished it, and he was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go wake up mom," and I said, "No, don't go wake up mom, because like we're gonna let her sleep in, She needs some sleep. Let her sleep in. And then he immediately went and woke up mom. So I had to chase him down and beat him with a rubber hose.
Your tone was scary. I'm glad I knew that there was like a 9-minute follow-up video, because you're like, I gotta go. Sorry, guys. Catch you on the. Like, whoa. Like, did he just?
I had to get my dad voice on.
Yeah, who is he mad at right now? And then I think you said you suplexed him in the backyard to let him know who's running the show or something like that.
Yep.
He was.
Yes, I was. Go ahead.
I was gonna say he was funny, like asking you questions and kind of laughing when you were screwing up, asking like, "Why didn't you just do that?"
Yeah. He was asking like I pulled out my gun to use it and I put it away and he's like, "Where'd that gun go? What did he do with his gun?" I was like, "Oh, it's in his jacket." In his jacket pocket? Sure, yeah. In his jacket pocket. I almost went, well, he may have a shoulder holster underneath his jacket, but I didn't want to go too. I didn't have my glasses to put on and go, well, actually.
Yeah. God, you need those glasses.
I'll see if there's a Party City down the road from me.
Okay, perfect.
Like a costume place. Maybe there's some hipster glasses down there I can
Oh,
put
there definitely are. Remember to get 2 pairs with one with the hockey tape.
Yes. My purge mask got cracked.
Oh no. You're the Jabberwockies from that's what I know them as, the dancing group from MTV, not the Purge. Do you know who I'm talking about? They were a dance team of these like Japanese guys.
Yeah.
That would dance with those masks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Techno Balls brings up a great point in chat. He says he'd like to see a Para Nerds revival episode. At least a guest on our show, which Balls in Kevin's court. I've invited him. So, Kevin. Wait, are you joking? Is Para Nerds really coming back? Sweet. Hey, congratulations. Have to resub.
No, it's not April Fool's.
It's not April Fool's. Oh, whatever. You're uninvited. Sorry, Techno Balls. You have to wait a long time. Kevin's dead to me. Yeah, I wouldn't have liked Flashback.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed watching you play through it.
Oh, I was so close. I was so close when all I had to do was jump over this thing and then hit some buttons, and I would have been done. The finale video is 10 minutes long, and it's like 9 minutes and 30 seconds of credits. Like, it's so much.
Not an exaggeration. It actually... It was halfway through the video, and I'm like, oh, wow, this whole thing is credits, this whole video.
Mm-hmm.
Dustin's like, I just needed to sign off, and here's the credits. Okay, bye.
Yeah. I do try to recommend stuff, other Cyberpunk stuff during the credits. I did that with Deus Ex also.
Yeah, you gave movies, books, music. We were talking about Master Boot Record.
Yep.
It's cool. Oh, sweet. Techno Balls is watching your Resident Evil Director's Cut playthrough.
Ooh, sweet.
Is that one of yours in limbo right now? One of your 5?
No, I finished that one.
Is that one? Is that the Every Nook and Cranny one, or is that a different playthrough?
It is, dude. Sweet. That's awesome. Demo Ball says he got paid $25 an hour to watch that at work. That's good use of your time. I'm pretty sure I'm legally.
You're exempt. You didn't choose him to do that. You're also. You get part of that.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like what do you call it?
Like alimony,
royalties,
garnering. You're the government. Yeah, royalties.
That was the first one.
Or
not the remake.
Oh, okay.
OG Master of Unlocking. Jill Sandwich.
Jill Sandwich. There was a joke from around the voice acting about the way they say Jill in that game. Jill. There's a podcast person that they've got a friend named Bill, and all their kids call him Bill, and they just say it like that. And that's all I know. I've never played the game, but I know the Little Jill reference. That's funny.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I liked watching every nook and cranny. That was a fun playthrough to watch. That one did really well too for us too.
It did, yeah. It is so scary how quickly I can just blank out part of my memory. Like, I'm pretty sure my hard drive is full and I'm just overwriting everything.
Oh, no doubt about it.
Because, like, there's no way I could do that every nook and cranny. I probably couldn't even beat Resident Evil Remake in a good time right now. Despite the fact that I played it like once a day, every day for like 2 years, if you go back to those podcasts.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Or, like, do you think you could S rank all the way through Metal Gear? The little side, the before 5 with that little 45-minute mission that you put 40 hours into.
Oh no way!
Because those videos are freaking rad. Like, you are pinpoint, do this, pop, run. It's great, man. At least you have video evidence to prove you were once very, very good at video games.
It's true, yeah.
So he's gonna be like, Dad, you can't get past stage 3-1 in Ninja Gaiden. She'll be like, well, I used to, son. I used to. Cool. So what else you been playing, man?
Okay, so the other game that I've been playing was actually suggested by our Canadian correspondent in the chat, Kevin. I picked up Ghouls N Ghosts on iOS.
How is that?
It's okay. It has a casual mode because it's on a phone and it doesn't have real buttons.
Nice.
It saves you. Like, I'm on the 3rd level,
mm-hmm.
So I could just open it right now and play it. Despite the fact that you still have finite continues, but if you game over, you can just go back to that level that you start on.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I talked about it with Kevin on Twitter. Have you heard of the game Battle Princess Madeline?
No.
Okay, so it's a guy that loved this game and would, kind of like you and Sully, he'd play around his daughter a lot, and then eventually she wanted to play it. And long story short, he remade like a kind of a spiritual successor to Ghouls and Ghosts, or Ghosts and Goblins, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And you play as a girl, and the mechanics and stuff are the same, and the layout is clearly an homage to it, but it made some gameplay tweaks. You can shoot up and down, for example, up in the air. And it's free right now. It's in pre-alpha, and there's a demo on Steam. And the music's awesome, and the visuals are great, and I think it's getting kickstarted, maybe?
Cool.
But it's called Battle Princess Madeline. And if you like Ghouls and Ghosts, it's free to go try right now. And it seemed like it was in purely test mode because I would die and it wouldn't be punishing. I just respawn where I was. And I think that's just because it's pre-alpha. I think that he wants you to see everything in the demo before he like flips the switch and makes it real.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And it's a little 2D pixel art thing. So even if you have an older laptop, it'll probably run the game pretty well. So if you have Steam, definitely check out Battle Princess Madeline. Have you tried pairing a controller at all to see, or does the port that you have, does it have controller support?
I don't know.
It's been good enough.
I guess just would any Bluetooth controller work?
Yeah, as long as the game itself allows it to recognize inputs from a Bluetooth device. Yeah.
Huh.
But I think that's up to the developer. I don't think you can shoehorn that in like you can with.
Kevin says it does.
Ooh, sweet. Because with PC you can get joy to key, so you can make a controller work. I don't think that you can do that with iOS. Maybe you can. Tecmo Ball says his son played, what's Emilt? Oh, Emily is Away. Oh, and didn't get it. That's awesome. I've talked about Emily is Away before. Have you played that?
Mm-hmm.
It's that game where it's just takes place in a Windows XP window, and it's instant message conversations between you trying to pick up a girl.
Yeah.
His son didn't get the references. Yeah, that's definitely. They'll have an equivalent, like a WhatsApp thing, or a Snapchat emulator, that they can play, whatever they're on. Kevin says it works on his crap top, so if it's working in Canada on a crap top, powered by poutine, anybody can run this game.
There you have it.
So, yeah, Battle Princess Madeline. Madeline? This looks like Madeline, the way it's spelled. I went to school with the... So, Madeline is like the more popular, I guess, like the Disney characters would be called Madeline. It's how you'd pronounce it or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it always was weird for me because the girl that I knew growing up was Madeline. And it's jarring. Like, Appalachian Mountains is another one. That, like, as I've gotten older, people are like, no, it's the Appalachian Mountains. I'm like, really? I still say Appalachian.
Did you call her Maddie?
No, Madeline.
Did you call her Mad Dog?
If we would have hung out in high school, probably, when she was all drunk, I would have been like, oh, Mad Dog. But no. She's cool. Like, I like Madeline. Her whole family was cool. I ended up, some guy sucker punched me, and I had to go to the hospital at like 3 a.m.
Oh, God.
And her dad, it was the ER surgeon that night.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like stitching me up, like, Scott, what the hell are you here for this for? And I'm like, it's not my fault.
Was she loaded since her dad was a surgeon?
Oh, yeah. But you wouldn't, you wouldn't know it. I mean, if you went to her house or whatever, like she had people over, you would know. But,
Okay.
Like they weren't uppity or snooty or anything like that.
She wasn't like driving by in her BMW and flipping off all the poor kids.
No. In fact, she actually does a lot of like good work around the world for. Yeah, she actually does some really commendable stuff.
An assassin.
Did you say assassin?
Yeah.
I can hear you fine. Zarek shows up for a second, and my stream froze.
Am I still on?
It says we're live. It looks like it's fine on YouTube. So I guess it's Zarek that's causing our freezing. He shows up and shit just goes wrong. So we may have a still image for the rest of the show. We shall see. Yeah, we're totally frozen. I don't know how to fix that.
Turn it off, turn it back on again?
I'll try that. Let's see. I stopped the stream and I started the stream. Yeah, I know. It's froze. It's all Zarek's fault. Well, I think you guys are just going to maybe have to deal with that. Is that how we do that?
Can you still hear us?
Yeah, I guess that's the key.
Okay.
Okay, well, we're just going to have a still image for the rest of the show then. So
That works.
it's not horribly embarrassing, so we shall move on. Dustin, I beat my first boss in Zelda.
Okay.
I've been playing the game for a month and just got to my first boss.
Was it Dodongo?
No. It's hard, that game. It's very hard. It was a great dungeon. It was a good boss. I liked it. So I'm excited to continue playing. That's all I'll say about that. Also, man, this is really bugging me. The stream's not working. It really is. I'm gonna stop the stream and start it back up real quick. Hold on. Hacks. Yeah, I don't know why that's frozen. Maybe Skype? Is it Skype that's froze? No? Very strange. Anyways, Dustin, so we're back live. I just lost my train of thought. I traded. Oh, we're back. It's working again. I don't know what happened, but it's working. I realized I had Battlefield 1, and I quit before the tutorial was over. And I said, I need... and I got my Xbox One a few months ago. And so I took it to our local game store here. Not our GameStop, but we have a kind of a mom and pop, but there's a couple of them. And I traded in Battlefield 1, and I gave them Battlefield 1 and $10, and I got Mike Tyson's Punch-Out in return.
Word.
Okay. I thought that felt very, very fair. And so the game was $25, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, which when I looked on eBay before I went to the store, I just was browsing. I really wanted to get Rare Replay and see if I could just do an even swap, and they didn't have it. So I went and looked, and they had Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, and I have Mr. Dream Punch-Out. I've never owned Mike Tyson, so I was like, all right. You know, I want this, and Battlefield 1 came with my Xbox. I bought my Xbox so I could have a nice 4K Blu-ray player. Battlefield 1 is not interesting to me, so for me, it felt like I got Punch-Out for $10, and on eBay, it was selling for $30. So it felt like $25 was a reasonable price, especially at retail. Yeah. But it felt like $10. So it's awesome. This store doesn't always have the best inventory for my tastes, but they have good selection, and they always have a lot of consoles there. They've got Retrons, and it's always rotating. There's always new consoles whenever I go in. I've seen Dreamcasts, GameCubes, Wii's, Wii U's, Xbox Ones right after launch, PS4s, PS3s, and it's a nice clean store, well organized and clean.
That's always nice.
Yeah, so definitely cool. So shout out to Replays here in Findlay. Really good store. And so I'll have Mike Tyson. I'll stream it, and then I'll eventually use the code to get to Mike Tyson, because I don't think I can beat like the Sandman later on and all that stuff. It gets too hard. And also, Tony ended up with a code for Blaster Master Zero, so I streamed that last night. Mm-hmm. Game's great.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I had this kind of impression that some people like it, but you're in the minority if you do.
Man,
I don't see how that's possible. If you liked the first one at all, the only complaint I could see is it's not nearly as difficult. It's way, way, way easier. But it's fun.
Kids these days.
The music, well, the music's right. There's save states. The look is awesome. I think the controls are better. Some of the overhead can get a little wonky, but I played it for almost an hour and a half, and I think I got through 3 full areas of the game and fought maybe 4 to 6 bosses. Like, awesome. So it's just like really fast paced, and I don't feel like I'm just wandering back and forth, going past respawned enemies, trying to figure out what I need to do next. There's a map like you would have in Symphony of the Night.
Cool.
So, I mean, it fixes a lot of those annoyances in the game. Maybe a little too much, but it was really fun. The stream was great. Mike T from the Cartoon Retrocast.
Sweet.
Got to hang out and watch, and he'd played all the way through the game already. So he gave me a lot of tips. And I will give the game credit. There aren't tutorials. Like, you just play. And there's kind of a Mega Man style menu that it's really interesting. There's maybe like 10 ways you can upgrade your gun, but it's not a skill tree at all. You collect things, and if you get hit, you get downgraded. So you can have a maximum amount of weapons, and if you have all of these locked up, the weapon's incredibly powerful, but as soon as you get hit, you go to the next tier down from the weapon. But you can also select inside of the tiers that's available. So if you need a reflection shot, or if you need something that's going to fire all the way through, or if you need homing stuff, I don't know. It's really well done. They thought about a lot of different details, and they made it really accessible. And for $10, it feels completely appropriate. Mike said it took him about 6 hours to beat, and I'm excited to play more of it. If I wasn't running around before the show, I was going to stream an hour before the show because I want to play it more.
That's awesome.
It's great. So if you have a Switch, I would highly recommend getting Blaster Master Zero. Also, it's available on 3DS. I haven't heard if that port's any good or not, but there's a lot more 3DSs out there than there are Switches. And if you're dying to play, like, I thought of Dumez when I was playing this and having fun. I'm like, he's going to love this game. So awesome. I know he has a Switch. I'm pretty sure he has a Switch. But it's the kind of game where if he didn't have a Switch, I would say, dude, you got to get this on 3DS.
Yeah.
Yeah, and someone named Leon showed up, and Exodus, who we've seen pop in before. So it was cool. It was. I enjoy streaming when people are chatting and giving you tips and asking questions. It's a very fun experience and very surreal. Leon, that was in the chat, was a French speaker. I don't know if I assumed he was in France, but he could have been in like Quebec or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It just blows my mind. He was like, sorry, my English isn't the best. French speaking. I'm like, wow. There's someone that's native French speaking watching me play a remake of a game I had when I was a little kid. And they're watching it because they had the game when they were a little kid. Like, how crazy. I don't know, it's just bizarre how this works the way it does. Internet's amazing. So yeah, that's what I've been playing lately. And I'll be playing Meganoid from Orange Pixel that Kevin got me. That game came out.
Sweet.
So I'm going to give that a go. It's a great little pixel action game. It looks kind of like Cave Story-ish in a way. So, Dustin, let's get to comments and then call it a show.
Already?
So first we have, I gotta get the comments up. We got Dumez. He says, life hack tip. If you wrap earbuds around your ear, they cannot fall off. You can do it in such a way that they will stay even if you pop them out a little. I don't do that, but I have these little wings on my earbuds, and these have stayed in really good. But before I got these earbuds, I should have been wrapping my cord around my ear. I couldn't do that with these anyways. I'd be choked. I don't have enough slack. Uh-oh. So that's a good tip, though. If you got earbuds that are annoying you, wrap them around your ear over, and you should be good. Okay. I remember this joke. He said, hey, in base 12... Oh, okay. In base 12, 225 is not special at all. Base 12 rocks. Do you know what that means?
No.
It is... we have the metric system, right? That is... Everything is in tens, 10 milliliters, 10 centimeters... Like 100 meters is a kilometer or whatever. Or 1,000 meters is a kilometer. But that's all in tens. Base 12 is more like our imperial system where everything's based on 12s. So 12, 24, and whatever. And since 12 is divisible by 3 a lot more easily, it's hard for us because we're trained a certain way, but it's actually quicker to do a 12-base system to do mental math than it is on a 10-point system. Because if you get outside of 5s and 10s, it can become quite difficult. And when you see it put into practice with 12s, it's a lot easier. It doesn't make sense, but I've seen some videos that explain it, and when I watch it explain, it's like, oh yeah, I'd totally be on board with 12s. So.
Oh, he's okay. I'll say I'm on board. I got it. I thought he said base 12 rocks. I thought that was a pun. I was waiting for like what that has to do with.
Oh no, like
he's just a fan of it.
Base 12 is awesome, better than base 10. That's it.
Sorry, I think purely in puns, so I was confused as to where this is going.
This isn't Zarek. It's And Zach also says, you triggered me. I'm an SJW video games now, and 5822. Why did you skip the block? Then you did it again, the same block? What did we do? I guess we're behind. I'm just glad we're streaming again. Joke of the day. Why was the deaf buffalo so lonely? Because he never heard. There you go, Dustin. I like that, dumbass. He also points out, he says, by the way, the HDMI splitter that he was talking about, he got for $20, and it removes the HDCP protection. So he followed up that he's excited that now he can capture PS3 or Netflix if he ever has the need.
Right, yeah.
So, HDCP stripping was really nice with the PS3. I had those component cables, and it was I'd have to change our whole setup just to capture PS3 footage. Maybe that's why I hated Double Dragon Neon so much. It wasn't as good as I wanted, and it was a pain in the ass to get going. Dumez says, these speedruns are stupid. At least the ones that I have seen always are. They allow cheating and glitching. I don't give a shit if a guy can glitch through a wall and teleport to a final boss. I think speedruns should ban exploits and have to have beaten them normally. They would have the effect of opening up the competition to everyone and not just those who practice tricky frame accurate glitch moves, which is not representative of playing the game. Are these guys pussies and afraid of a real challenge? I think you and I would say yes. Or they're just... It's not fun because they're playing that fun game. It's fun because they know tricks about something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they like to take games they love and ruin them. That's what they want to do.
Should hang out with my buddy who likes cheat engines. You guys can go break stuff together. Have fun. But good comments, dumbass. Really appreciate it. And then we got something from Tony.
In stereo. Go back to the room. You destroyed all the blocks with the same exact one. Is he talking about?
Oh, maybe my playthrough of Blaster Master, maybe?
Maybe.
Sorry, I'm not OCD with my game stuff. I leave tidbits here and there. I'm like the stranger that has something on their face and you don't... Like a good person tells them, but you don't know them. So there's that awkwardness of, is this going to ruin your day knowing that you had spinach in your teeth? Are you going to be relieved that a stranger helped you out? I'll have spinach in my gameplay teeth is what I'm saying. It's too much. Or too bad. Okay, sorry. Tony says.
Hey guys, sorry I missed commenting on last week's show. Just could not fit it in. Paprium seems cool, so I'm going to watch the trailer for a few moments. Line of the week, the kid was annoying. I watched it. His hair was too long. I was like, get a haircut, hippie.
Also, I want to make a quick correction. I meant to say Aesop Rock, not Cage, for my reference to your follow-up last week. I'm sure I was the only one that heard that. So, but yeah, get a haircut, hippie.
He goes on to say, StarCraft Remastered sounds amazing. Had not heard about it. I love the StarCraft. Scott, about giving you Harry Potter, it was a consolation prize to the SNES I gave you, so you came out of the deal okay.
Touche.
Interesting news about the Lego City Switch port. That could be potentially frustrating. I love cartridge-based games, but I've been tired of Nintendo creating a proprietary disc system and then trying to be a mainstream system. Because all it does is prevent third parties from creating games for your system and creates issues like this. Maybe I'm calling for them to have just more transparency with the market and be more open about the types of games that this system is geared for. I'm loving Zelda, but I'm also concerned already with this console having another identity crisis between a tablet and a console. Ready Player One VR? Oh my, that sounds amazing. Awesome story about Michael Jordan and NBA Jam. It was an epic game. I still remember the night I picked that up day one in 5th grade. Played it 24 hours straight with friends. The Bulls were Scottie Pippen, Horace Grant, and B.J. Armstrong, I believe. I've thought of my Bulls starter jacket dancing in my head. One of the few redemptive things about 5th grade. Dustin, awesome to hear you were playing a phone game in Castlevania. If you want to stream it or record it from your phone, ping me and I will help you. I'll help with the setup. It's super easy. I love that we all have phone games, in quotation marks, that we play now. I am actually thankful for that because it's an easy way to game at different parts of the day or when your schedule does not allow for long game sessions. Fun side note, you brought up Cinema Sins at the end. My great friend Jeff in Ohio, his brother is co-founder of that show. As always, guys, great show. You're both amazing, and this is still my favorite gaming podcast. And this is my favorite gaming podcast. Thank you very much. Runner-up line of the week. The end of Mega Man 2 still chokes me up, almost as bad as when Five loses his parent.
It's true. Zarek says that he's not normally OCD, but he was like watching me play. Blaster Master Zero was like looking at a crooked painting because all of the rooms I would miss lots of blocks and I didn't do anything to them, but I left a single block and it looks like I did it twice maybe. I know it. I understand that. Like a crooked painting, totally. I want to fix it if I notice it. I don't always notice that stuff, but if I do, it will bother me. I'm kind of glad that I left a block there and didn't realize that I was like herping my way along, like driving somebody nuts. That's kind of funny. Thanks for watching that video, though. Let me know what you think of it, of the game. If it's something that you'll play when you eventually get a Switch. 'Cause it's great. I really like it. Again, I think some people might only say it's too easy, but I think it's awesome. So that's going to do it for this week's show. Everybody, thank you very much for listening. Let's see, Dustin. We froze, but we have no dropped frames. So,
yay.
Maybe next week, right? So, everybody, thank you very much for listening. Just as a quick housekeeping note, our streaming schedule is Mondays. Tony is going to do some stuff. He hasn't been able to the last couple of weeks, but he's got some things in the works, and so Mondays look like they're going to be pretty consistent, mostly PS4. He is going to try some Beam through Xbox since that's natively supported.
Okay.
Just to see. Also maybe here on YouTube as well. See what he feels like that week. On Tuesdays, I'm streaming NES games. They're in HD at 60 frames a second. Wednesdays, we record the podcast live, and that's at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Fridays, we release the audio version of the podcast and also put up the archive of the podcast on our YouTube channel. And Saturdays, and sometimes just throughout the weekend, keep an eye out because Dustin plays Cyberpunk games. And are you going to leave it as a surprise? Or I don't think you talked about. I think I've asked you. I don't think you told me what you're going to stream next. You said it was going to be kind of a deep cut.
I was thinking about it. I don't know.
Not sure yet?
I haven't decided yet.
All right. I should send you the template so you can update the artwork. So like we have a different one for Deus Ex thumbnail and a different Flashback thumbnail.
Okay. We'll
see. But I know, like, just throwing the same one so much easier.
It is. Yeah, it is.
So, but yeah, that's our schedule. So please subscribe and check us out whenever you can. I always appreciate feedback and people listening. So I want to thank Ben Landis very much for letting us use his song Through the Forest as our intro music. Zarek asked if we're changing the name. No, because CD Projekt Red has not copyrighted or not trademarked videos titled Cyberpunk yet. But Zarek, you weren't here for it yet, but Dustin and I are going to make our own Cyberpunk Saturdays mobile game, and we're going to use Unity. Or there's Unity-like things that are even easier to get into. So yeah, maybe we'll troll them a little bit, Zarek, and we'll have the Cyberpunk Saturdays match 3 game. Be pretty funny if we could get a cease and desist. To have Giant Bomb write an article about us would make my fucking day. Like, So, but yeah, thanks again to Ben Landis. And if you're interested in the audio versions of our podcast, you can get that our RSS feed at classicelite.com. Also, search for us on your favorite podcast app or look for us on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Podbean, and SoundCloud. Also, make sure to follow us on SoundCloud because I reshare chiptunes that I like. So, like our outro music, you'll find stuff there. Social media, we're on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. All just Classic Elite, Classic L337. And we still auto-host our friends on Twitch, so if you subscribe to our Twitch channel, you'll see Biff and Chewy and Cartoon Retrocast, those guys streaming while they're going. Don't copy that floppy. So, this week for outro music, there's a dude I found in Mexico. His name is Blacked Bit. The song is called Pulse Remake, so I'm not sure if it's a remake of an original song or if Pulse is the name of a song that was out, but it's a simpler song than what I've been playing the last couple of weeks. It's a cool, laid-back, chill tune, so hopefully you guys will enjoy. It's only a minute or so long, so it will be over pretty quickly. I would like it to be a little longer. When I like a song, I hate having a hit replay. But, yeah, hopefully you'll enjoy it, and we'll see everybody next week for episode 227.
Boosh.